At Drinking Texas, we know it's about more than just a cold beer pressed to your lips. It's also about community, that perfect combination of good food, great music, and interesting people. That's why we're taking you to some of the best places we've found for having a beer and a great time. Places you'll want to share with your friends. So join us as we go making friends one beer at a time at the bars, breweries, and dance halls that make Texas great. This is Drinking Texas. Dance halls are fundamental to small town Texas.
Well, any place offering cold beer and great live country music would be.
But Bubba Cox's Cotton Country Club here in Granger, Texas is a special kind of dance hall.
When your parents or grandparents tell stories of a youth spent dancing in honky-tonks, this is the kind of place they were talking about.
It's Texas, it's music, it's history, and it's a damn good time. Let's go see Bubba.
Bubba Cox has been playing country and western music all around Texas for a long time. So when the opportunity came for him to run his own club, it was natural that he would model it after the dance halls he and his heroes like Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, and George Strait began their careers in.
The dream began with a guy named Tommy Moore who turned real estate holdings in Round Rock into a fortune and saw the possibilities in a rundown 110-year-old building in his hometown of Granger.
With Moore's money and Bubba's vision, the Cotton Club opened its doors in 1999.
It's recently been rechristened the Cotton Country Club, but everything else about it is just like it was in 99 and in 79 and in 59. Are you ready?
Welcome to Showtime at the Apollo. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Wrong city.
Wrong city.
Cotton Club. Oh, no, we can't say that. Cotton Country Club.
Cotton Country Club. All right. Hey, Mike and I are here with Bubba Cox from the Cotton Country Club in Granger, Texas. Bubba, thank you for joining us today.
I'm glad to be here.
So it used to be Cotton Club,
It was.
and now it's Cotton Country Club.
That is correct.
with-
We always wanted a country club. We was thinking about golf, maybe outside. No, I'm just kidding. We got a letter from the people in Harlem, and they mentioned to the fact that they had a trademark for that name, Cotton Club. And I said, well, we're from a place where cotton really grows. And that's how that came about.
I can see where the confusion comes in, you know, Granger, Harlem.
Yeah, you know, I would be totally confused if I looked it up on my GPS and said, which way am I going to go today?
Now, that makes it sound like this is a brand new place, but this has been here for a while, hasn't it?
The building was built in 1909, and it was a mercantile store. Whatever person needed around here, they could get it right here. This was the Walmart of Granger, Texas.
Yeah, so how long have you owned Cotton Country
We came
Club?
here in 1999. We started this project in February of '99. We opened up the business in April of 1999. That first weekend in 1999 was our first show that we did here on this stage. So
Who was the first show?
me, of course.
Well, of
We
course.
couldn't find a band that wanted to play here. Yeah, it's kind of where I like
That's a pretty
it.
good start, though. I mean, you're not. I mean, you're all right, I guess.
I can do in a tight fix. I can guarantee you.
You've been playing. How long you been playing music?
Since 1972.
So just fairly.
I
new.
actually had my first professional job with at Gill's Club in on South Congress in 1973. That was my first major program, and I was there the every Monday and every Wednesday. And then every once in a while he'd give me a weekend.
Yeah.
You know, he'd give me a Friday or a Saturday. So I had a set down job. I've always looked for those gigs that I didn't have to drag my equipment in so much, you know, so I was lazy. I don't know whether you can tell that by looking at me or not.
Y'all have a good band out here every Sunday.
Every Sunday, the Can't Hardly Playboys are on the air right here, 5 o'clock, 5 until we get tired, which is normally around 10 or 10:30.
Will y'all last that long?
Sometimes we go to midnight if it's really happening and this place is full, and I've never been one to turn down a person that wants to buy beer.
So now you've had this place for 20 years now. Who are some of the acts, some of the talent that's come through?
Yeah, well, there's, like I said, on Sunday, you never know who'll show up, but we've had Kevin Fowler and Corey Morrow and just Johnny Bush, Daryl McCall, a lot of the older ones I like a lot. And I say that because I think of that era, and that's kind of what I grew up in, that era. And I've tried to maintain some of that so that it doesn't just die and no longer be around. I'm considered a dinosaur maybe, but I kind of like dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are cool.
You know, I mean, now they have museums for them.
Yep.
I'm thinking I have a museum for musicians. So I have a lot of really cool guys that I've been around most of my life in the music industry, like my drummer, who is Leroy Eichler, who works and drives the bus for George Strait and has been since 1982.
You also have Mel Tillis's.
Yeah, guitar player, Bobby Whitten, who drives all the way from Leesville, Louisiana, every Sunday.
He must either like you or
Now,
this place.
there is something to be said for someone who gives that much of their time every week.
The Cotton Country Club is more than just a stage and a dance floor.
It has a full bar.
It has a full kitchen.
And that's just inside the main building.
Outside is a patio and an additional bar.
A large running cistern and a moving windmill.
A 1920s farmhouse rescued from nearby Blackland Prairie farmland and repurposed for private dinners and parties.
A heart-shaped slab and decorative arch for weddings.
And a 1939 John Deere tractor that has been converted into a barbecue pit and smoker.
Beautiful. You did a great job fixing that
spot
up.
out there. It's so pleasant. I mean, what a great place. It's got a beautiful windmill and cistern out there that kind of keeps people wondering, what am I doing on the other side of the fence?
Yeah.
You know, feeding cows or what, you know. But anyway, that's kind of how that all got started. And there was an old farmhouse parked outside of town about 8 miles, and we drug it in here, and that's how the dream started. And a little house on the prairie, except ours was on the black land of Granger, Texas.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just something about the building itself that gives you a unique feeling when you walk through the door, like, man,
Yeah.
I'm stepping back in time.
So that's what. So the first time I came in here, I thought this is what a Texas dance hall should be like, because this is what a Texas dance hall used to be like. I'm sure glad you kept it like this, because it's, like you said, a museum for country artists. But I mean, this place, I wish all museums looked like this, and sold beer.
They are, you know, I'm like you. I had that vision in my mind of what it looked like a long time ago, and try to bring that back and keep it here in Texas. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Texas is the place for dance halls, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over the country, but nothing like Texas.
Yeah.
Everybody that comes to Austin, Texas, should come see this. I mean, anybody that ever wanted to see what a honky-tonk is all
Yep.
about, this is it.
Something you had told me earlier was that way back in the day, there were 25 or something bars in Granger?
26 saloons. They were called saloons back then.
Saloons.
You know, I just picture the swinging doors.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can see that, and I have some really cool pictures of that era and what that was like.
Yeah.
And that had to be one fun place to be.
You ready with some random questions?
Random questions.
Run them all.
What was your first beer?
Lone Star Beer. I think I started with Lone Star Beer, believe it or not. I really did. And of course, it was probably before, let's see, 18 was legal when I was young.
If you could play a set with anybody, who would you like to play with?
I've done that. You know, maybe Willie. The only guy, I mean, and I got to meet Willie a long time ago, and I thought right then when I left, we got to play golf at his golf course out there at BK's one time, and me and Jess DeMaine. And we were doing a jam session in Austin on 29th and Guadalupe. It was called Hondo's at the time, but it later became Antone's.
Yep.
And we were we were playing there Monday nights, because that was the night no one played. You know, by then they'd worn themselves out over the weekend, and so Monday, and we just extended it. We thought, well, what the heck, we can extend it. And back then in the, you know, in the 70s, it was still happening.
Yeah.
You know, big time. And we got to meet several of Willie's guys. Larry Treader, I think was his name. Anyway, forgive me, Larry, but we got to meet him and got to visiting with everybody out there. And they'd come to the jam on Mondays, and then they invited us out to play golf. And we went out to hang out with Willie.
Nice.
And he, guess what? He drives up in a Lone Star golf cart.
Oh, really?
I'm not kidding. And
awesome.
I already knew right then, that is a cool guy.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody said. And I remember stepping up to the tee box and going, hey, what's the par on this hole? They said, you have to wait till Willie gets through shooting. And he'll tell you, because he shoots par every day. It's his golf course.
Yeah.
He sets the par.
He just sets the
That's
par.
great.
And right then I knew I wanted to be like Willie.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody out there knows Willie, tell him
Yeah.
Sunday nights, this young man
That's the
right
place
here.
to be.
Yeah, this young man right here plays every Sunday night, and see if he'll stop by. So if you had one country singer that you could see, just one concert, past, current, whoever, who would it be?
I'd have to say now that, of course, the king himself, George Strait, is the man in country music. What he has done for country music, what he has done for the great state of Texas, says a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's the Willie. He's the new Willie
Yeah.
of Texas, and he gives back tenfold over all the time. I mean, he's one of those kind of guys that, I mean, being able to work through Leroy, he's done a lot of stuff for things that we've done here. We've done benefits mainly for musicians. We find it that I try real hard to give back,
Right.
as we all should try. You know, whether it's giving back to Texas or giving back to something we believe in, you know, our veterans, or, you know, this great country we live in. But I find myself really leaning towards trying to help those musicians, because I've been one, for one. Before I was a club owner, I was a musician, you know, so I've had to ride both horses. So, and George seems to be that guy. And there's probably no one that has done more than George.
Have you had the opportunity to play with him?
No.
All right.
That's not happening.
What's your drummer? What's your drummer's name?
Leroy.
Leroy.
Yeah.
Ask George to come down and sing a couple songs.
Yeah.
If he's not busy on a Sunday
Yeah,
night.
I know.
No,
Hey, he's
you
not
know,
doing
Leroy,
anything now. He's retired.
It would have to be a whim. Leroy did do this one time for us. The last concert that George did in San Antonio, before he did his retirement plan, they put us in the VIP tent.
Oh, did they really?
And
Nice.
we got to do the VIP tent and play, and it was a very unusual situation for me, because I was having heart problems at the time, and I'm an AFibber, so my heart starts going into atrial fibrillation in the middle of the show. You know, of course, I was scheduled for a surgery on Thursday, and this was happening on the Saturday before that Thursday. And I went to see my surgeon, and I said, all right, look, I've got to tell you, I know this probably doesn't mean nothing to you, but I'm a musician. And the opportunity has come up for us to play at the VIP tent for George Strait's concert in San Antonio. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And he said, well, as long as you don't overexert yourself, I think you'd be fine. I said, okay. He said, don't be carrying any heavy equipment. Don't be loading in or nothing. He said, If you're just going to sing and you're just going to play, just get up there and do your thing. And he said, if you start feeling bad, just, you know, step off to the side for a while. So, sure enough, about the third song into the first set, it hits me.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow, this is a bad one. And and I'm trying to find a way out of this song, you know. So the show must go on,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm easing. I try to lean back, and my piano player sings really well. He's a great,
Yeah.
great singer and performer, entertainer. And I leaned out and said, hey, you got to take over. And I kind of backed out of the deal. EMS, they already got them on the side waiting for me to croak. Yeah. And I hit that stage 3 times trying to do the show, and I could not do the show. I mean, the first.
George G almost died for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would have.
Hold on 1 second. George, this man almost died playing your VIP tent. You should come over here and sing a song with him. I mean,
maybe
I think
one.
Just one, maybe 2. We'll send you our card, our information's on there. Make sure you let us know when you come.
That's right.
Okay. And Willie, you should join him.
Yeah.
So what if you had one song to sing, last song that you could ever sing, what would it be?
It would either be Empty Glass or Nightlife, okay? We recorded Empty Glass on our last CD, but Nightlife is what we always close the show with. And the reason I do that, Willie wrote the greatest song there ever was with Nightlife, and it tells the story of the nightlife, the life that we live.
Willie, here's your opportunity. Let's say Nightlife with this young man. So, last question, what would be your perfect night?
I live it every night.
There you go.
That was my perfect night.
Nice.
It was every night right here in Granger, Texas, at the Cotton Country Club.
There you go. Bubba, thank you very much for
Thank y'all very much. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Thank y'all for doing what you do.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, man, let's keep doing it.
Hey, many more years.
Let's do it. Let's do it. To the life and times.
To the nightlife.
To the nightlife. That's right.
All right, before we break it down.